It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another live Q&A Dead Talk. As always, before we get into this, let me know if there's any issues with the audio, with the stream, and anything like that. And with that, we'll wait for a few minutes for people to join. I see Animated Alex is already on. Yo, how are you? Glad you could join, Animated Alex. And then he says, imagine Rick using a minigun, LOL. He wouldn't be badass with that, that's for sure. Let's see how many people are on right now. There's a few people on. We'll give people a few minutes to join here and start asking their questions or putting their comments on the chat. Just gonna make sure we're all good. Everything looks okay here. Animated Alex, how do you think Carl would have reacted to Negan being with the Whispers? The same way everyone else did. I don't think he would have done anything like the call from the show. I don't think he would have cared that much, to be honest. Like he would have thought Negan was still the same person he was, like everybody else did. Obviously, when they learned that Negan wasn't really with the Whisperers, some kind of understood, some not, and I think Carl would probably have been on the boat of people understanding why Negan did what he did. I don't know if that answered your question, but Animated Alex, I hope Aaron doesn't die. I am gonna do a video on that in the next few weeks, but I think I'm 50-50 on it right now. There's a chance that he may die, but there's also a chance that he's gonna make it out of season 10C. But I am gonna be doing a video on that in a few weeks, like a death prediction type of video. But yeah, I hope he doesn't die as well. Like, he's definitely, like, I wasn't a fan of Aaron originally, but the new Aaron is definitely a pretty awesome survivor. So I don't want to see him go. It's too early at the moment, especially because he had this transformation into who he is now. Animated Alex, do you think we could see the CRM or Commonwealth attack Alexandria? Commonwealth is more likely, like if they're gonna change the story a little bit from the comics, because in the comics they didn't really attack Alexandria. But you know, if they change things, yeah, we could see that. But CRM attacking Alexandria, that's less likely. On The Walking Dead specifically, even afterwards, I think more likely than not, everyone's just gonna end up at Commonwealth before the CRM even get to a position or be in a position where they can attack the survivors. Mario, what's up? How are you, Mario? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, the walkers would cover... Wait, what? I don't know what you mean by that. The walkers would cover in fear if... Oh, like the walkers would be scared? Is that what you're saying? If Joel and Rick were together? Yeah, like Rick and Joel would be a deadly combination. Mario, did you notice Princess has Commonwealth rifle in photos? Probably means she's beaten one of them, just like the comics. I didn't notice that, actually. I thought it was just her. Actually, I didn't think about it, but it makes sense. I mean, they didn't have their weapons there. So the only people that had weapons were the Commonwealth soldiers. So it makes sense that she would have theirs, but I think you're right. I think she just beat one of the Commonwealth soldiers up and took their gun and tried to run away. I don't think she's a spy like most people think. I know there's a lot of clickbait videos on that, like people trying to make that a thing, but it's just to get you to click. I don't see any reason why they would have Princess be a Commonwealth spy. Doesn't make sense. Animated Alex, like be afraid of Joel and Rick. Yeah, I mentioned that. Alright, I got what you mean by that. Yeah, like Rick and Joel. I'm just going to move a little bit because something's blocking the chat that I have in front of me. So I'm going to move it a little bit. Yeah, like I said earlier, Joel and Rick would be a deadly combination. For sure. Especially Rick from like season 5 and Joel from like earlier on. Like from the first game. Mario, it was in the trailer where she runs between the wagons. Yeah, I did notice that. Like I talked about it in my breakdown. But I didn't really kind of think about, or it doesn't, I don't think it makes a difference really. But I didn't really think about the gun belonging to a Commonwealth soldier. Michael Mantler, I hope I pronounce your last name right. Hi, new here. I really hope they bring back Madison, and it seems like they will in the next upcoming season. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the channel. If you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Just saying. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I've talked about this in other videos, but there's a part of me that really thinks bringing Madison back would be a mistake. But there's also a part of me that thinks that it might be good. I definitely want her back, but it's just a matter of will it negatively impact where the story is going right now and the positive trend that Fear is going towards at the moment. But who wouldn't want Madison back? I mean, she was one of the best characters, especially later on in the series. So I definitely would want her back, but it's just a matter of whether, like I said, it's going to negatively impact the positive trend that Fear is going towards right now. Mario, no, people forget that they are questioned one by one, if I remember in the comics. Yeah, the Commonwealth soldiers definitely do question the survivors one by one. And I think what you mean by, or I think the reason why you bring that up is to say that maybe they were doing that with Princess and then she ran away or something like that. And that's why she's separated from everyone else in the other trailer. If that's what you mean, I agree with you. Animated Alex, I like how Angela Kang adverts our expectations all the time. Gimple, who sets up things and makes things predictable. Yeah, I do give it to Angela Kang for making things a little unpredictable. Like, honestly, I didn't think they were gonna do a couple things in these bonus episodes. I didn't think we were gonna see a lot of Commonwealth, but they're doing that, so great. As far as the Negan-centric episode, here's Negan. I didn't think they would significantly change that, but it seems like they are. So that's pretty interesting. I also didn't think they're going to go this route with Negan and Maggie, where they're Face Off is really, I would say the catalyst for it is Herschel Jr. That's something they didn't do in the comics, and I didn't really think they were going to do that, but definitely makes this story more interesting. So I give it to Angela Kang for doing that, making it unpredictable in a way, because I didn't see it coming at least, and also something that's actually very intriguing. Michael Matler, gotcha. I don't know what you mean, what that was referring to, but yeah. I think you were just saying that based on my answer to your question. Animated Alex, Ash, I agree. I don't think Madison coming back would be a mistake. Yeah, again, like a part of me, like let's say 80% of me thinks that it'll be good, but there's that other 20% where I'm like, there's a chance that they might go a direction where it might not be good for the show, you know? Mario, I mean, if they're questioned one by one, it would make sense that she was separated from them in the photo where they had bags on their heads. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant when I mentioned that earlier. I think that's exactly what it is. Like, that's why she was separated from everyone else. I don't think that, or I would be very shocked if they made Princess a Commonwealth soldier. Or not soldier, a spy. For one, there is no reason. Like, she's a comic character. They rarely change comic characters to that extent. The last person they did that to was, who was it? That Whisperer spy, right? Dante. Dante was a completely different character in the comics. So, unless they want to make her completely different, I doubt they're going to do that. And because of how positive she was received, like this new character, Princess, I doubt that they would want to completely mess with their character like this. Because people are liking her for who she is, based on the comics. I don't think people would be on the same page as far as having Princess be a bad character or a character that backstabs the survivors in a way. And if they do that, it's going to be hard to redeem her as well later on. Animated Alex, for example, I thought they're going to redeem Dante like they did with Dwight, but nope, he gets killed off. Yeah, exactly. Another example, like you mentioned, or another example like the one you mentioned would be, what was the character's name? The Savior. Alden. We all thought Alden is gonna be like a, I don't know how to say it, but we all thought that he was gonna be a different type of character earlier on, right? But that obviously did not happen. Like, there was a lot of comic fans especially that thought he's gonna take Dante's story, but he didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you on that. Animated Alex, I meant to say Madison coming back would be a mistake. I agree. Yeah, I think it would be, but like I said, I'm 80-20, but at the same time it changes. Like, if you asked me this like a couple weeks ago, I would have been like, there's like maybe 10% of me that wants her back, but now it's changed a little bit. But I think it's a slippery slope. It's very easy to have them mess it up if they bring her back. You know what I mean? It's all about the direction they're gonna go. Bringing her back in itself is a good thing, but what they do with that, that's where the problems can come. Mario, a few days ago I saw Hope's character with Elizabeth Kublek on Instagram. They're probably filming now. It's possible. Fear is starting filming again. Walking Dead season 11 is going to be starting soon, like the filming. So I don't see a reason why they wouldn't start season 2 of A World Beyond, like filming season 2 of World Beyond. Mario Elizabeth Kublek with her uniform, but without CRM patch on it, was funny. Jose Hernandez season 11 starts filming this month, so could there be a mini sneak peek after the Here's Negan finale? Let's see, when does that air? Depends what you mean by sneak peek. Like sneak peek meaning like a shot or two maybe, but I don't think we're gonna get an extensive teaser or anything like that. Even if they do film a good chunk of it, that doesn't mean that they're gonna be able to do post-production soon enough to have like a teaser ready. So maybe they're gonna do that. I think more likely than not, it's gonna be a situation where they're gonna tease it on Instagram. Maybe they're gonna release a few pictures from filming for season 11 around that time. But right after the episode itself, like on AMC, I don't think they're gonna release like a big teaser or anything like that. Animated Alex, am I the only one who feels like the Oceanside is underused? No, we all feel that, or at least I do. Oceanside in the comics was a disappointment. In the show, it was, I think, even more of a disappointment because they made it seem like they're gonna change it and make them be relevant, but they weren't as relevant as we all thought. The characters from Oceanside were, but Oceanside itself wasn't. Animated Alex, it's interesting to know that Alicia has a stalker. Does she? Like the actress? I didn't know that. Oh, interesting, not intriguing. Did I read intriguing? I don't know. Michael Matler. So what do you all think about how The Walking Dead would have been different and or maybe better if it was on HBO instead of AMC? Since it would be a direct one-on-one adaptation compared to what we got on AMC. I don't agree with you on that. Like, to say that it would have been better on HBO, I agree with that for multiple reasons. One is Negan would have been able to be more like his comic counterpart, and they could have stayed more true to his comic story. There's a very good chance that the storyline for All Out War and even the Negan season like before that would have been better. That's true as well. But I don't agree that it would have meant that they could stay directly, or they could have done what was in the comics directly, like a one-on-one adaptation. The reason I say that is because the writers always wanted to, or always, it seems like the writers were always down with and kind of promoting other writers, or this is what I want to say. It seems like the people in charge are always in favor of remixing the story from the comics and not having it be exactly the same. I don't see them changing their attitude just because it's on HBO, if it was on HBO. So because of that, I sort of agree with you that it would have been better, but to say that it would have been more like the comics, I don't agree, because I feel like they would have always remixed it to an extent. Mario, yeah, they are for sure filming World Beyond right now, but I think they can't share too much with photos because of spoilers. Could be. Mario seems like they will be filming Hope and Elizabeth's episode back at CRM somewhere. Yeah, the thing with that is there's more spoilers that can come out of anything they do at the CRM. So because of that, I do understand why they wouldn't want to do anything or any promotional material or teasers from that episode specifically. Animated Alex, I barely remember anyone from Oceanside. Cindy, Rachel, what was that other girl's name? Luke's girl. I don't remember her name, but her, who else? Beatrice, yeah, that's all I remember. Mario, Oceanside is just forgotten, same as Jadis' Junkyard. After they were done with it, they let it go. Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. They did revisit Oceanside in season 9, but not as much as I would wanted them to. Animated Alex. No, Ash, I meant the character Alicia has a stalker because the old creepy guy in the promo of Fear the Walking Dead said, I know everything about you, something like that. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's a stalker necessarily of Alicia herself. I think, he's just a villain that's been following all of the survivors' move for the last maybe few months, maybe a few weeks. Who knows? But I don't think it's just with Alicia. That's the thing. I'm King Ken says hi. Glad you could join, King Ken. Giuseppe De Rosa, yo. How are you, Giuseppe? Glad you could join. King Ken, I always miss your streams. Glad you could join this one. Jose Hernandez, could we see Clementine in a spin-off? It's tricky because it's not the same, it's the same universe in a way, but it's not the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they don't own it. AMC doesn't own Clementine or Telltale's Walking Dead. So that makes it more tricky in terms of bringing her to the TV universe. But if they want to do that, it's going to be like a big union between these two franchises in a way. Even though it's under the same Walking Dead umbrella, the owners are different. So it's going to be tricky to have them be able to collaborate, especially because Robert Kirkman, who obviously is involved with Telltale's a little bit, he's not on good terms with AMC at all, like whatsoever. He sued them. So that makes it more unlikely, I would say. King Ken Jules. Yeah, that's the Oceanside girl. That's the name I was looking for. Thank you. Giuseppe De Rosa. Ocean. Who? They're completely irrelevant. Yeah, exactly. King Ken. Kathy. Maybe. I don't remember that name though from Oceanside. But maybe. Animated Alex. I hope we see Morgan decapitate Virginia. No, he won't do that. Especially because he already did it to the bounty hunter. It would be repetitive if they do it again. Mario, they don't want us fans to uncover CRM before all the movies come out. And they will keep giving us bits and pieces in spin-offs. Maybe they will keep them alive for spin-off. Who knows? Yeah, I agree. If they reveal anything, the movies become irrelevant or all the hype goes away. Even though at this point, I would say the hype has been reduced significantly because it's taken so long, right? But I think especially because of that, they're going to try to minimize as much information as they can give us fans from what happened what happens at the CRM. Stuff that they probably want to reveal or touch on in the movies. I'm King Ken. I've been reading the comics. I'm at the part where when they first get to the prison. You haven't read it before? Or are you rereading it? Is that what you're saying? Mario, I just hope they will end the show on good note, which will probably be open-ended. Absolutely, I agree with you on both of those points you mentioned. Animated Alex, people complaining Princess is unrealistic. May I remind, this is the same show that had a freaking tiger in it. Yeah, and it's it's based on the comics, right? Like if it was a character that wasn't in the comics and they brought her like that, I would have been like, it's too much for the show. But because of the comics, they kind of have to bring some of these big characters the same way. Like they have to be the same type of character. Jose Hernandez, will Negan meet Princess in season 11? I hope so. I think that would be one of the most interesting encounters. Like those two characters are definitely they're more or less charismatic, less for Princess, but she is in a way, and she's talkative, just like Negan. So it would be interesting to see those two have some scenes together, and I think we'll see that in season 11. King Ken, Kathy was the one who chased Tara. Oh, okay, yeah. Didn't she die though? I think she died. Or maybe not, I don't know. King Ken, the first movie would have come out early this year if COVID never happened. Yeah, I wouldn't say it would have come out. I would say it would be ready to come out around this time. I don't think it would have been released by now, even if COVID wasn't a thing. Only because it took Andrew Lincoln some time before he would even come back, right? It's not like they were ready to film, like a few months ago even. Because he was doing the, what was the name? Something Bloom. That movie. So he was filming that. So I think it would have probably been the same kind of thing, maybe slightly delayed. But it still took way longer than it should have. Animated Alex, I'ma be pissed if Rick dies in the movie. Like why make movies about him if he dies? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna die. At least not in the first movie. King Ken, I never read the comics. You're about to be very, how do I want to say this? You're gonna have a lot of fun. Because you said you're at the prison story, so you haven't seen the Negan comic storyline either. You've seen the show version, obviously, but I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. King Ken, I just know bits of it, and I have the second companion, or the two companions. There's actually 4 compendiums. I just realized I ordered these compendiums wrong. You see that? It says 1, 2, 4, 3. Anyway, there's 4 compendiums. So you have 2 more to go after that. Mario, but with Commonwealth, they need to keep in line with it because they need to keep in the writing because, wait, what? But with Commonwealth, they need to keep in line writing because they were following comics as much as they can with the few remixes. I think they would get sued again by Kirkman if they were off the line. I don't think that's the reason they were sued, but I do think they're gonna stay more. They're gonna remix less for the important parts. But I do think that some of the Commonwealth stuff, they're going to need to remix for sure. Mario, but with CRM, they can do whatever they want. Kirkman isn't the creator. It is Gimpo, so God knows what will happen on that part. Yeah, I do agree that they have more flexibility for the CRM story because they own it. Like, there's no material to go off of. King Ken, why you stopped playing the Walking Dead games? There was a lot of factors. One was just too busy with work and everything. Wasn't able to kind of do both the channel and like go to work, day job, and also like play the games. So that was one of the factors. The second factor was that there was a lot of lag when we did it online or live, and I don't know how many people would be interested to watch if it wasn't live. Even when it was live, not a lot of people watched. That was another reason. And also, the final factor was that I lost my data on my PS4 for some of the games. That was one of them. And that's the type of game where if you lose your data, it's like, so what happens now? That was another factor. Animated Alex, I really hope Princess and Negan meet. Yes, me too. Animated Alex, what do you think the Daryl and Carol will be about? Like the episode they're in? I think it's gonna be a bottle episode, honestly. I talked about that on a video recently. I don't think a lot's gonna happen in that episode. I think it'll be more or less a waste of time, that particular episode, based on everything I'm hearing about it from people who have watched. Animated Alex, do you think Lucille could get bit and trigger her cancer? And somehow trigger her cancer? No, I don't think so. I think they're going to stick with the comics for that. She's going to die because of her cancer. King Ken, Kathy dies off screen. You see zombies. Oh, you see her zombie her in 905. She died in the jet fight. Oh, jet fight. Oh, okay. Animated Alex, do you think the new characters that Daryl runs into will die? Leah, that's her name, right? Leah. I think she's going to disappear, but I don't think she's going to die. And I do think that there's a very good chance she's going to come back in season 11. If not, in the fourth spin-off. Michael Matler, it's a Daryl and Carol TV series, not an episode. What are your thoughts? They were asking about the actual spinoff. I think that the spinoff is gonna have different components to it. A component of it is gonna be Daryl and Carol venturing out, trying to see what's out there. Which takes them away from their home base, which I think is going to be Commonwealth by the time we get there at the end of season 11. And the other component of it is going to be a clue that Rick is alive, which is going to prompt them to go looking for him. Another component of it is going to be yeah, those two main ones. That's all I had to say. Those two are going to be the main components of the fourth spin-off, I feel. I don't think it'll be them going into a new community again or anything like that. I think it'll be more or less them just traveling and things that they encounter along the way. Jose Hernandez, what if Daryl wears Rick's jacket? It would be disrespectful to Rick. I think, in all honesty, I don't think he'll do that ever. I don't think the writers would want to do that because I don't think they want to get into that kind of territory where they make Daryl be a Rick. What's the word I'm looking for? Rip-off. Animated Alex, do you think Daryl and Carol show will take place in New Mexico? I think not all of it, but I think they will travel there at some point. Because they teased at it already, like twice. So I don't think they would do that for no reason. Animated Alex, I'm glad they're not trying to make Daryl like Rick. He's still the same old Daryl. Yeah, I do like that they are making him more interesting by giving him more dialogue and having him doing actual interesting stuff and relevant stuff. But I am happy that they're not making him look like Rick. Michael Matler, they might film it and have it take place in Canada or northern or northeast. Like the fourth spinoff, yeah, they could travel to those locations. Mario, have you heard rumors about Leah? Some of it, I talked about it in my other video that I recently posted, like yesterday. I don't want to know more. I think like what I heard or what I read was more rumors than spoilers, but there might have been some spoilers mixed in. But I don't want to know more because I think we'll be getting into more spoiler territory at that point. All I heard was, to just briefly tell you, and I talked about it in my other video, is that Leah appears in more than one scene with Daryl, and it seems like they're gonna spend more time together than what we originally thought. And it seems like we're gonna see Leah in multiple timelines. And the other thing I heard was that Daryl may or may not be looking for her in the flashbacks that we see. That's all I heard. Mario, if they are true, I think majority of people watching Walking Dead are gonna be mad. Well, we'll see. I mean, even the part that I said I'm not a fan of, because I feel like, you know why I'm not a fan of it? Why didn't they mention her name all this time? Why are we just hearing about her? If Daryl was really that close to her, you know? That's my only problem with it. It definitely seems like forced. It's like, we have no story, let's just make this the story. Even though it doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things. Animated Alex, what do you think will happen to Lydia now that the Whispers have been defeated? If they don't kill her in the near future, I think she's just going to be a long-term survivor at this point. Animated Alex, if Leah dies, it could explain why Daryl doesn't want a relationship with Connie or Carol. It could. I don't think she's going to die though, but they could go that route for sure. I don't know how long. We've been going for 30 minutes, but there's some great questions coming in. And we have a lot of people on the chat, so that's great. But my camera is dying, so we'll give it like maybe a minute or two break. And then I'll come back to answer more questions. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. How long was I muted for? What's the last thing you guys caught? I don't know how much I was muted. Sorry about that. Forgot to unmute myself when I came back. I think I was muted when I answered Jose Hernandez's question, right? About Negan and Mercer and Pamela. Animated Alex, like an hour. Just kidding. A couple seconds. I think I was muted when I answered Jose's question. So let me answer that. If I wasn't muted and if you heard that, sorry. I'm just gonna answer it again. Could Negan meet Pamela and Mercer? So what I said was, he's definitely gonna meet them, but how much story he's gonna have with them and how much dialogue is gonna remains to be seen. If they follow the comics, then he might have a little bit of story with mostly Mercer, but in the comics I think it was a disappointment because we wanted to see more with them. But I hope that in the show they do more there. But at the same time, we don't know how much story Negan is gonna have in season 11. We don't know if he's gonna leave before that. Mario, I know, I just hope that it won't be Leah that is saying, Daryl, you gotta make a choice, either me or search for Rick. Wait, no, I don't think that they'll do that. I haven't heard that anywhere, but I don't think they're gonna do anything like that. That's a little weird. I don't think they're gonna do something like that. Doesn't really make that much sense. Unless I'm missing a lot in terms of what they're actually gonna do, and I don't want to know. So I want to be what do you call it? I want to remain clueless about it. Mario, because that would be a tough decision. Yeah, I don't think it would be a tough decision for Daryl. I would think that the Daryl we know would just say, I'm gonna search for Rick. But again, I don't know how much connection Leah and Daryl are gonna have. Like, I don't think they're gonna be a thing. Everyone's making it out to be like that, but I doubt they're gonna do something like that. That makes it more unlikely that Leah or Daryl would never have brought up her name in that time. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, it would Mario, it would be it would be too Gimplish. Yeah, it would definitely be something Gimple would do. Mario, I mean, he stopped searching for Rick in the current timeline. Yeah, but I don't think the reason was because Leah told her, or told him, I mean. Again, I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff in terms of what actually goes down because I don't know and I don't want to know. So yeah, that's the best I got based on what I know. Mario, so it has to be either Leah or Carol. Or maybe he came to terms with the fact that Rick was gone. That's another possibility. Maybe he did it for Michonne. Maybe they made a decision together that it was enough. Something like that. Animated Alex, do you think Fear will do another time jump? Not in 6B, but maybe in season 7. Mario, I have heard exactly what you heard, but plus Daryl and Leah are a thing. Or Leah plus Daryl. I think that you mean that they're a thing. I heard a little bit of that too. That's why I mentioned in my other video that I don't know if it's going to be romantic or not, but I haven't heard too much more in terms of how involved they really were. And I don't want to know. Again, I keep repeating that just in case people don't know that this is not a spoiler channel. Mario, I don't read much, probably would find hell of a lot more. Yeah, I don't want to dive deep. I don't want to dive more deep into it because I feel like then I'll get into spoiler territory at that point. King Ken, I hope we see Rosita, Eugene, Lydia, etc. in 10C. I don't think so. I don't think we'll see them. Eugene, we will see for sure. I don't think we'll see Rosita. I don't think we'll see Lydia. But Eugene, we definitely will. We know that because he was in the table read. Animated Alex, I'm interested to see a Daryl and Leah relationship, but it would raise questions. Yeah, I think if it was in the current timeline, I would be all for it. But because it's in a past timeline, and because we've never heard of it, like anything about them in that time, it's just unrealistic and it raises more questions that I don't think is questions that are good questions. It's just, it makes it feel like it's a tack on, you know what I mean? It makes it feel like they just did it because of ratings. And they didn't plan to do it before, and they don't plan to connect it back to the main storyline. You know what I mean? Like, this is my question. If they weren't doing the bonus episodes, if COVID wasn't a thing and there was no delay, there was no bonus episodes, would they still have a Leah-Daryl storyline in season 11? Maybe the same way, let's say. Like it would have happened in the past. Would they have had that? I don't think so. Jose Hernandez, The Walking Dead final episode is going to be promoted a lot by AMC. Like from the bonus episodes or the final episode? I agree with you on both of those things, by the way. Mario, I can already tell it's gonna be emotional as hell. That 18th episode. Yeah, the final episode. Yeah, I agree. Is that what you mean? I think that's what you mean. Mario, like we have Carol, Daryl, Search for Rick, Dog, Leah. Oh, you mean 10th, 18? That's the one you mean. Yeah, it could be. There's definitely room for that, for sure. Animated Alex, like why is Daryl all of a sudden talking about it when we've never seen or have a mention of her? Exactly. That's exactly my point. It's as if it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, let me think of a good way to say this, or a good example of it. I can't find a good example. But it would be unrealistic and forced. That's all it is. Mario, I mean, Daryl doesn't like to connect with people because he's afraid he will lose them. Yeah, that's another thing. What makes her what makes him connect to Leah all of a sudden, you know? Mario, that's why he named Dog the dog. Yeah, absolutely. That's why he never like connected to anyone else after Rick, right? That was another thing. Because I could have easily seen him connecting with another survivor like Aaron or Jesus, right? But that didn't happen. Rick kind of, or not Rick, Daryl kind of went to do his own thing. So yeah, like he's isolated from everyone else. Mario, I mean, if Leah is his emotional breaking point, it's gonna be good because it was in a flashback. Well, we'll see. I mean, if they are really making it so that they were in a relationship, I'm not gonna like it. I'm just gonna tell you that right away. King Ken, I really want to see Connie. We're probably going to see a lot more of Connie in season 11. Animated Alex, it's like if the Whisperers were a threat during the 6-year time jump and we only saw the Whisperer battle through flashbacks. Not the best connection, but I do see where you're coming from. Okay, yeah, it would be like this. How about this? It would be like, I have a good example of it. It's as if like in Fear the Walking Dead, right? We have Dwight, and then we know that he reunites with Sherry, right? It's as if we see that reunion, but never but we've never seen Sherry on the show, on the original show. It's kind of like that. And they never mentioned her name in the show. It would be like, what? You know, that's a better kind of comparison. Mario, and since he didn't say anything about her throughout the season 10, he just doesn't want to be connected with her, I'm guessing. Yeah, exactly. Like, they could find a lazy, or they might give us a lazy answer later and say that he talked to others about it, but not on screen. You know, that would be a lazy answer. King Ken, Connie, Daryl, or Daryl Carol? I don't care, honestly. I'm better with, or I like the Daryl Connie thing more, only because Daryl and Carol, like, Daryl Carol shippers drive me crazy. Leon Nordboris, how long do you think Fear the Walking Dead's gonna last? Realistically speaking, I think probably season 7 is gonna be the final season, if not the second final, or the second last season. Either they're gonna go to season 9, or not 9. Either they're gonna go to season 8, or they're gonna make season 7 be the final season. I don't think we'll see more after that. Animated Alex. But Daryl was outside and distant from Alexandria during the time jump. So, I don't know. Yeah, I get that, but I don't understand why he wouldn't bring her name up when he returned to Alexandria. Jose Hernandez, will they unmask Elijah in 10C or season 11? Probably season 11. I don't think, because there's a lot going on in 10C. Because of that, I don't think they're gonna do that. If they do unmask him, it would be so that they show him in like a flashback and he's unmasked. Something like that. Mario, people also forget that Till 905 show was like few years in Apocalypse. 906 started 10 years in Apocalypse, so imagine searching for a man for years. Yeah, that's true. King Ken, Daryl is secretive. That's true, but I think it's forced. I still think it's a little forced, to be honest. Leon Nordboris, how many spin-off shows do you think they will make when The Walking Dead ends? I think just one. The fourth spin-off with Daryl and Carol. Anything else, I don't think will be a spin-off. A true spin-off. I think it'll just be a show in the same universe. They could do more spin-offs, but I think he'll be oversaturating the universe at that point. Animated Alex, I hope Elijah does more than look cool. Yeah, I hope so. Alright, we've been going for like 40 minutes or 50 minutes now. So maybe we'll go for another 5 minutes of rapid fire Q&A. And we will end the stream. It's been a great stream. One of the best streams One of the best streams we've had for a long time. But only like 5 more minutes because I do want to get going here. Mario, they made a terrible mistake by announcing Daryl and Carol spinoff this early. I agree. I completely agree. the questions seem to be dying down as well. So yeah, 5 more minutes, or 4 minutes now. 4 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A. And we're going to end the stream. Leah Nordboris, what do you think about a spin-off of that old woman from season 8? Old woman from season 8. Which old woman? I'm trying to think. I don't know which old woman you mean. King Ken. The final season is so good. Wait, what? You should play it. TWDG. What's TWDG? Final season is so good. You should play it. The Walking Dead Georgia. Oh, Georgie. That's the old woman from season 8, you mean? Yeah, I think we'll see her in season 11. Who encountered Maggie. Yeah, Georgie. I think it'll be very odd if they don't bring her back, especially because Maggie's back, but not in 10C season, or maybe in 10C actually, but more likely in season 11. Oh, The Walking Dead game, King Can. Okay. Is that like Telltale's? We played that a little bit, right? King Can, you can choose your choices again in season 4. Oh, for Telltales? We'll see. It's gonna be a busy next few months for me. If we bring the Walking Dead game back, like on the channel, it'll probably be next year in 2022. Animated Alex, I hope the show goes out in a bang. Yeah, me too, man. Mario, I mean Maggie was with Georgie, but she returned back for a reason. Yeah, absolutely. Mario, maybe Georgie's community wasn't that good. No, I think Maggie came back because the Whisperers were a threat. That was the reason. Leah Nordboris season 11 will probably be very different from the comics. I completely agree. I think parts of it won't be, but I think that a good chunk of it will be different. Like, I still think there's going to be a Commonwealth. I still think that Pamela is going to be the leader. I still think that Lance is going to be there. I still think that Mercer is going to be there. I still think that the Commonwealth are going to be the same, like what they do. I don't think that the story will wrap up the same way though. And I don't think that the story is going to be as close-ended in a way as it was in the comics. Because in the comics, they didn't open the door for possibilities in terms of what we could see in the future, at least in the final issue. But like they did tease at it, but they didn't kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They didn't make it explicit in a way. But I do think they will do that in the show. In terms of opening the door for the 4th spinoff. Because I think it's going to lead into the 4th spinoff. Mario, but don't you think Georgie would come back with her to help her? No, I don't think so. Not Georgie herself. She might have wanted to send more people with her, to protect her and help her, but maybe Maggie didn't agree. But I don't think Georgie herself would want to come back or come with Maggie. There's no reason for her to come back. It's not like she has any fighting skills. It's not like she could do anything that could help them. She could lend out people to help. And I think she did. I think Elijah and maybe a few more people came with Maggie. But I don't think that Georgie herself would want to come. Animated Alex, I hope we get an explanation why or where Maggie was. Maybe like a 2-part movie. I don't think we'll see a movie, but I think we'll see a little bit of what you're saying in the very first episode of the bonus. If they want to do more, it might be like a Tales of the Walking Dead. Is that the name? Where they tell stories of past characters and past stories. They might do something with Maggie and where she was in that. Mario, because Georgie's bodyguards were some kind of militia. Yeah, could be. Masked Ninja, is the Commonwealth remnants of the US government? No, I don't think so. There might be some people with leadership positions that were part of the government, but I don't think that like the government made the Commonwealth, if that's what you mean. Mario, possibly Ninja, I think you can count CRM in that 100%. Yeah, CRM I think is more likely to fit that description. China Brian, I like season 8, episode 4 and 10. Seasons 8, episode 4 and 10. I didn't like season 8 that much. Oh yeah, from season 8, I think those two were like the best episodes. If I remember right. Alright, so we've been going for an hour now. That's pretty much it for this live stream. Thanks everyone for joining and asking questions and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber and if you're watching, consider subscribing to join our community. Don't forget to share and smash the like button that's down there. Also, don't forget to press the bell to be notified when we upload. I posted something about this yesterday, but I'm going to be doing one Walking Dead video tomorrow and then no more Walking Dead content for the next week. There's two options. You can actually go to the community section to choose which video you want to do. One is about Commonwealth. The other is about the bonus episodes and a death prediction type of video. So let me know which of those you want to see before tomorrow. I would say early tomorrow. So if you want to do it tonight, because tomorrow I'm probably not going to look at the answers. I'm probably just going to look at that later tonight and then go with one of the videos for tomorrow. But after that video is done, I'm not going to be doing any video of Walking Dead for the next week. And then I'll start after it. Like if they even release anything, I'm not going to do a video on it until the week after. I'm going to spend more time updating the schedule, also doing the reaction videos for the week. And also the other thing I do want to do is some background stuff for the channel that I've been putting off. So all of those are going to be happening next week. So no Walking Dead content. We did a lot of Walking Dead content this week, so I think it's enough for Walking Dead for the time being. But we'll be back with it the week after. It's not like we're gonna not cover Walking Dead at all anymore, but next week we're probably gonna do no more Walking Dead content for the time being, for just 1 week. But that's pretty much it. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll see you in the next stream next Friday night, just like this one, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I hope people join. I hope more people join. But I hope we get at least the same amount of people we had tonight, because this was a great stream. But I hope to see everyone in the next stream. Like I said, I don't have any more to say. I don't have anything else. Wait, I can't talk. I don't have anything else to say. And that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys soon.